Welcome back to the Archive Network. Aurelius here with Malik, curators of the Exploration Archive. We left the first ascent of Everest last time, and as they reached the base, the mountain stood tall and indifferent. Today we pick up where we left off. In the days leading to the summit, agonizing decisions loomed over the climbers. Who would take the lead for that final ascent? Which oxygen sets would they trust to sustain them? Each choice felt like a gamble, a matter of life or death. The tension was thick, reminding us that this was more than just a climb. It was a high-stakes risk, where every misstep could cost them everything. We often forget how fragile our ambitions can be.
Life or death, yes, but let's not forget who was making those decisions, Aurelius. It wasn't just a committee of seasoned climbers. It was John Hunt and his team, under immense pressure. Their choices weren't just about logistics. They were about human lives and the psychological weight of leadership. The stakes were higher than just the climb itself.
You're correct about Hunt's leadership. But the reality is that once the climbers moved from the South Col, they entered a realm defined by nature's indifference. Two climbers, seasoned and oxygen-laden, stepped into the thinning air, leaving behind the safety of their camp. The world around them transformed into a harsh landscape governed by the elements, where every breath became a battle, and the mountain showed no mercy. In moments like these, we see the true cost of ambition and human endurance.
And yet, that indifference is what makes their journey so compelling. Those climbers weren't just battling the mountain. They were grappling with their own limits. The experimental closed-circuit oxygen apparatus they carried was designed to conserve gas, but it was a gamble. As we know, the cold turned it temperamental, and that could have cost them dearly.
A gamble? Perhaps, but a calculated one. They had to push the boundaries of technology if they wanted to claim success. The climbers reached the south summit, breathing heavily, and faced the final wall that stood between them and the true summit. The breathtaking view was almost worth the struggle, yet it was overshadowed by the harsh reality of their situation. They weren't just risking their lives. They were testing the limits of human ambition itself.
But that view was also a stark reminder of the risks they took every single day. The sky, a deep, saturated blue, seemed to mock their fragile existence. Each breath felt like pulling on a frayed string, a reminder of their struggle. They weren't just climbing. They were pushing against the limits of human endurance in a world that often seemed indifferent to their dreams and sacrifices. They were fighting for something bigger than themselves, and that made every moment count.
And when the regulator stuttered, the situation turned precarious, as if the mountain itself was revealing its true nature. Failure came swiftly, and we could see it unfold. One climber, fit and determined, suddenly found his mind clouding with doubt. A hard decision was made. They unroped from their last anchor and began the descent. It was a lesson learned the hard way. Experience had taught them that caution is often the best companion in the face of nature's indifference.
Caution was critical, but we can't overlook the lessons they picked up from that attempt. They found out the closed-circuit sets just didn't hold up at those extreme altitudes. That insight would play a huge role in their next climb. Choosing to go with open-circuit bottles, even though they used more gas, was a smart call. It showed they really understood the mountain's demands and the risks involved, keeping their team's safety in mind.
True. Their choice of climbers also reflected wisdom. Competence, local knowledge, and an indomitable spirit were essential. As they packed lighter oxygen sets and prepped for the final ascent, the air thinned further. Each breath became a calculated effort, a stark reminder of their mortality. We often forget how quickly nature can assert its dominance, even over those who believe they've mastered it. This struggle against the elements is where true character reveals itself, and we see history unfold, breath by breath.
Exactly, Aurelius. The ridge narrowed, and the world below felt like it was slipping away into some unfathomable distance. Those climbers, brave souls really, looked so small against the enormity of the mountains. They weren't just scaling heights. They were part of something much bigger, something that demanded a profound respect. Each step carried weight. The mountains have no mercy for mistakes, and every miscalculation could cost dearly, not just in pride, but in life itself.
The near-vertical rock step presented a formidable challenge, one that demanded not just precise footwork, but also unwavering confidence in our ropes. The surface, wind-sanded and slick with ice, seemed deceptively solid, lulling us into a false sense of security. Each climber had to rely on their instincts, grappling with nature's unyielding harshness. We all knew that a single misplaced step could spell disaster. It was a stark reminder of the risks we faced, echoing the relentless trials of history itself.
Those moments of concentration held the essence of their struggle. It wasn't just about the physical climb. It was a mental battle against the cold and the creeping numbness. The small rewards they found were fleeting, but they offered solace in a place that was otherwise indifferent to their plight. Each temporary shelter became a small victory.
As they finally reached the summit, the moment transcended mere achievement. The mountain revealed the smallness of human habitation against a vast panorama. No flag could claim this place, nor could shouts echo in the thin air. Instead, they were left with the weight of responsibility, to descend safely with what they had achieved.
And that descent was fraught with its own challenges. It wasn't just a simple reversal. It turned into a grueling test of endurance and survival. Frostbite nipped at their fingers and toes, exhaustion weighed heavily on their limbs, and the emotional toll of watching comrades struggle was unbearable. Each step down felt like a reminder of what they'd sacrificed. The mountain may have been conquered, but the cost was etched steep in their memories and bodies, a mark of their shared journey. That's where we leave it this time. The first ascent of Everest continues. The story isn't finished yet. Find the full series on the Exploration Archive, part of the Archive Network. We'll be back with the next chapter.